Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City Skylines. Well, last episode, guys, we tried to close the gap with how many residents more we could hopefully try and squeeze in before we can go on to build our rival lumber company. And we did. Is that plane okay? You okay, plane? Guys, we've invented a new type of plane. Amphibious planes. Nice. Because we want to build that rival lumber company, and we was about 2.5, nearly 3,000, workers off being able to build it, because we still have so many jobs available currently in Woodville. We got to fill those before we add more jobs in. Now, we started building those small little residential villages, which are really good. They've really kind of added a little bit more character to the area, but they don't cut the mustard. We need some high density to kind of get things rocking and rolling and progressing a little bit further. So that's what we're going to try and do today. We're going to hopefully try and bridge the gap. Whether we're going to be able to do it or not, I don't know. But guys, as always, we'll give it a good go. If you guys enjoy this series, I want to see more in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. Now, I also want to tackle the garbage issue that we've got running through the whole of Woodville. We have our little garbage processing plant over here, which, as good as a job as it does, it's still lightning years away from these guys, and it's a little bit of a journey that some of the trucks have to take. So I need to build something more local, another like a secondary depot more local to these guys over here, which I think would be like a really, really big help. So before we jump into it then, let's kind of take a look at our statistics. We currently have 29,000 workers. We are literally, we'll round it up, 1,800 workers away from having all jobs completely filled. Now that doesn't mean that we're not going to have unemployment, because we still will, because not everyone's going to take the job that's available. But once I start getting a little bit of an excess in workers, I know then I can build a rival area company, because this takes a couple of thousand workers just to run on its own. So that's why your boy needs those additional workers before I do build a rival lumber factory, which is going to rival Woodville Inc. But we all know who the real winner is going to be. We all know, boys. We all know. So I've been thinking and looking at this area over here, the kind of waterfront. Now I know it's kind of filled up with trains and whatnot, but there's nothing stopping me from filling in the little gaps here, there, and everywhere, which kind of borders the high density stuff anyway, which I think will be kind of like a really, really big help. Now, I know we kind of implemented in this bypass road for the trains, and it does work. It does work. I'm thinking, do I get rid of it? But then at the same time, I'm not too sure. This passenger train should turn here, which it does, and skedaddles out of here. Good stuff. So I'm just going to fill in some of the nooks and crannies then with a little bit of high density residential. So just something as simple as this. I won't go all the way too close to the train track, because again, at the same time, that is still kind of like a feature of the area. Now, can I also at the same time use the general connections coming off? Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done by 6. There we go, just to kind of slightly come off that there. And if I do a 5 by 5, as you can see, I've then zoned it perfectly against that there, which enables me to get a little bit extra in. And we'll keep it to like that. Just keep it really, really simple. Or I also could do maybe like a little side street. But is that then too many connections in this one area? I think that looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? So something like that could also aid us, but I feel like it should be then connected up to something like over here, shouldn't it? It's a kind of like a weird one. It is, but I like the kind of feature of that. So if I just kept that like that for just a minute, I'll see how it grows upon me. And we come out by 6. And if I can get this correct, there we go. There we go, because that was like an awkward little slight bend there, wasn't it? And bring this all the way down as well. And we'll bring it down by 15. So that kind of does the same thing in a sense. Like it comes up from the connection of the road and just kind of comes to a dead end here. Which is, yeah, really why it will be kind of, I think it would be a cool idea to get it somewhat connected. I don't know how that will work though. But the thing, we don't really see too much demand on this road. So if I just kind of killed this off, I know it was a cool little feature, but hold on. Hold on. Have that go to there. Is it easier to... Now, what? It's a one-way road, isn't it? Is it a one-way road? I believe it is. Is it this type of road? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Kind of, I suppose. Obviously, that one's got to come back this way. Do you know what? It's not actually a one-way road, is it? It is now. And it is slightly offline, isn't it, as well, both of these sides. That's really weird. But if I do that, then it allows me then to build up and around this. And I know I've created a little bit of a confusion with the junction, but I don't feel like we should have that much traffic to warrant it being an issue. And thus, with the increased residential around this area right now, we might see a spike in the bus stop there and the ferry line as well, which will be pretty cool. So fill it in with all the residential. There we go. I know I said I want to go too close to the train tracks, but it is what it is on this side. You're paying for location, not for the quietness, as we're going to call it. So let's just quickly then finish off the waterworks just to there. And we'll let that do what it's got to do. Because did they finish the villages in the end? I can't quite remember if they finished the villages in the end. That's done. That's done. Okay, they're just starting this one. And was there another one? It's kind of, it's really hard to tell, isn't it? Ah, over here. And they're just starting this one. Oh, which none of these have power. Send it out, boy. Get it done. Okay, they've all now got power, so they can all thrive. They're so inconspicuous, you don't even realise they're there until you actually kind of look for them. So while that's done then, these are now start building up, which these provide obviously a lot more residents. This little area will slowly start building up as well, which hopefully we can spend the majority of our industrial residential demand. Now, when we look at the unemployment, it's still 0%. There's nothing really much I can do about that, but I've gained an extra 200 workers already. So we're now officially 1,600, pushing 1,500 away. That's good stuff. I'll take it. I'll freaking take it right now. I'll take it. So while that's doing what it's got to do, I'm going to build a little bit of a garbage disposal area, kind of localized to these guys so they can stop complaining as much, because I know it's quite a little journey for the current trucks to get over here. Now, I'm also quite aware that this is also going to add jobs, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it, and I'm going to build it here. Now, I know it's within the woodland area, but it's also a good little shout for potentially being used as joining the highway to get to where I need to get to, that bridge straight across to fill this area. Because it really is only this kind of area that's kind of complaining the most about it. So, what I'll do is we'll keep it really simple. Nothing fancy, nothing over the top. Just keep it real simple right now. I'm going to bring this to 30. And then we'll create at the very bottom there. That was 11, wasn't it? We'll do a 10. Actually, can we do 20s? Yeah. Just to kind of bring it down slightly. I'm going to bring that up by 20 there. I know it's a funky design, but I've got a good reason. So then the large recycling centres, which is these ones, they should fit in perfectly here, which they do. Which means I've got then 4 dropped in, which they're all going to require power, which is a connection just there. They're all going to require water, which is just there. And that allows us then to have 4 recycling centres, again, localised to this area, which can then hopefully collect the garbage. And that would also aid the little villages too. Even though they're not complaining about garbage just yet, they will eventually. And we got some coverage quite close by. And I'm hoping there's not too many issues with traffic. Now, initially they were going to jump out all the trucks, so we might get a little bit of traffic to begin with. But once they're all out and about, then we're all good. How many jobs did that add for us, though? Ooh. Oh. It added like nearly 500 jobs. Just when we were making progress, I go and ruin the progress. Seniac, you're damn fool. You're damn fool right now. So, let's forget about all that out there. And let's just try and spark and aid some growth in general. Unique buildings. So we've got the stadium then. We don't have a luxury hotel. Do we have a place that would kind of benefit from a luxury hotel? It would be quite funny if it was in Robin's Hood, where everyone camps, but then you get the rich people who want to experience nature but want to stay in a hotel. That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? That would be, but I don't feel like we need to get it in just yet. The fantastic fountain. We have the driving range, which is a good little shout as well. Let me go through some of these buildings. The climate research station, which I think will be perfect up here somewhere as well. So let's have a road that also comes just off here. We'll bring it to about there, and that's where we can have our little climate research station. Oh, okay, it's actually bigger than I thought. Okay, so we do it on this side. I mean, I could have had it on the road there. Yeah, we'll do it just here. So it's on top of the... I mean, would you class this as a mountain? It's a big plateau, isn't it? But a nice little climate research station. Which I know it's going to be adding jobs. Oh, God, Sonny. I keep adding in so many more jobs. But hopefully this stuff aids growth. That's what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say. So got all that then. What is this here? This is the disaster memorial. Okay, we don't want that. So we're not going to bring a bad omen to the place. Right, the Colossal Order offices. Now, it's quite a big building. But this will be something that we could squeeze in within a high density area. And then eventually watch as all the buildings grow. Would it squeeze in this little gap? No. Oh, it's actually bigger than... Yeah. I forget how big some of these buildings are. That could go there, but it would ruin a lot of stuff. I feel like that's a little bit too big of a building. You know what I mean? Oh, the observatory. Right, hold on. This needs to go up here as well. So maybe I throw this opposite there. Yes. Opposite the research station. There is so much stuff now going on over here. Right, let's have a little fast forward anyway. We need water. There we go. He's got power, right? Yeah. We're all good with the power. Of course, the observatory. And how many employees have we added? So many more. So many more. But as time's going on anyway, we do have a residential growth spurt right now, which is cool to see. But it's at that weird time of day where no workers are working. So we just got to play the waiting game. We really do. Right, while that's happening then, I want to take a look at public transport. Okay? I want to take a look. I want to see what lines are slacking. If we have too many buses on some loops, too many trains on some loops and all that kind of jazz. I want to see what is going down. Now, we have 11 buses on the blue route doing more passengers than the pink route with 14 buses. So let me take a look at this. We have... Then again, we do kind of need it. I know that a lot of stops here don't really have the need. But when you got like 170 peeps waiting here, we need to tear through them. These are at the depot, aren't they? Oh no, they're at, it's at this stop. Holy smokes. And that is directly the next stop after the depot. So... is that a little bit counterintuitive? Because the stop before has a lot of peeps, so I'm always got a full bus leading into it. But then again, there's a bus now coming in which shouldn't be completely full when it leaves. That was 170. It is slowly coming down because some people do get off at that stop and then new people get on. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I thought that said 14 buses. It's 26 buses. Oh my good god. Okay, I'm going to bring it down to 20. We might have an excess of demand, but hey ho, there you go. These kind of experience the same kind of thing. It's all kind of over the place, and the buses are pretty much full for the most part until they get to this little bit of a lull period. So I'll leave it as it is. I feel like those lines do need the amount of buses that they do have. Now, any places where are slacking, like 14 buses on this, only 16 peeps. Now, this is our big industrial loop, so maybe reduce that down to 7. I'm going to half the amount of buses on that loop. There we go. 11 on this. How are they holding up? Yeah, they're doing pretty fine as well. No complaints. So I think the buses are okay. Trains. We have a fair few. I think the trains are okay. It's the subway lines I need to take a look at as well. Now, we have 8 vehicles on that loop. Do you know, I think the public transport's okay. I think the ferry line's a little bit underwhelming. We have like 8 vehicles. Or ships. Maybe I should bring it down to 6. Because I feel like we always have... Then again, look, all of these here are completely full. I'm not too sure on that. We'll see how it ticks along. We'll see how it ticks along, boys. But I ain't too sure. Anyway, the next day is about to start. How's the traffic holding up, by the way? All good? What is our average traffic flow at this point? 86%. We have the issues over here as always. That's because they're filling up the storage and whatnot. But that's all good. No one's stopped. No one's like fully traffic jammed. There is movement. I'll accept movement. Right. Okay. So residential area. Need this to grow. Guys, come on. We need you to grow right now. I got our residentials to squeeze in. So, other thing that we can do to aid existing buildings to upgrade is to drop down some additional leisure. So, let's squeeze in a few little bits and bobs in. So, the Ferris wheel, the dog park right now, the bouncy castle. All these kind of cool things will aid additional growth for us. So I've just got to make sure that we get them in the right locations to maximize. So if I got that on the cul-de-sac, I know it's an awkward location, but it should provide a nice chunk of leisure for those guys. Not as much as I was expecting. The Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel. That's a good kind of amusement we can squeeze in. But the question is, where do you squeeze a freaking Ferris wheel in? I don't think that would work as much. The restaurant areas, they would work. They would work very well. So I've got to find little lull periods like this. And in roads that we have here, drop a restaurant on both sides. So it provides a little bit around, but then I need some widespread stuff. Now, did I get a cinema over here? Large cinema. Yes, I did. So, is it worth me placing in another large cinema? Probably not. Probably not. A baseball field. A little bit too big, right? We have the Aqua Fun Park. Did I get an Aqua Fun Park in over here? I did. Yeah, I pretty much got all that covered, didn't I? Yeah. Anything else that's kind of lying about that your boy doesn't know anything about right now? We might need to get some Ferris wheels in because they a little bit OTT, aren't they? With the zoning as well. So if I squeeze a carousel in just here, where does that reach to? Right, just around. That's quite nice. And if I squeeze in another carousel, just there, Trying to bulk up these areas, boy. But we have a lot of high density here too. I don't think a carousel will quite cut it. So let's see. Any ooh, we could get like a high interest tower. That's a big, beautiful build. You know, I'm doing it. Boom. There we go. So this commercial, I know it's all commercial and whatnot, which in the long run is also going to upgrade the commercial, which then would provide more jobs. So I don't think I could ever win. I don't think I'm ever going to win. But it provides a little bit additional. And is this all residential here? Yeah. So this would be a good idea to squeeze in a carousel. So many carousels. Right, I'm going to have to anarchy it in. There we go. Genius. Now, residents are still moving in. We're up to 60,000 on the old population right now. So, what damage have I done? 31,300 is how many jobs are now available. We are now 1,300 away from having that level playing field. And I still feel like we're going to have those upgrades now happen to some of the buildings, which you can see some of them already upgraded, which provides more residents. Slowly getting them all moving in, which would be a good thing for us. So I think it can only mean improvements, can't it? It could only mean slight improvements. Now, is the garbage satisfied on the issues? We have a little bit of an issue over here. But it can't be too long before a garbage truck's going to make its presence. How's the traffic there? Traffic still flowing pretty good? Yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, boys. Are they all making that right-hand turn? Not everybody's making that right-hand turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to aid the flow a bit more. Just to get them into that second left lane there as they're approaching this turn. And, ooh, we got a little bit of an issue here. Time to drop down the asymmetrical road. There we go. And that just allows 2 turning lanes. So we didn't have that little backup like we just did. Small improvements, boys. Small improvements. Right, how are they... I mean, they still haven't even started building this area yet. They've only done a tiny little bit. Maybe nobody wants... That's actually quite a nice house. Maybe no one wants to live out in the wilderness. I think I would love to live there. As long as it had a good internet connection, I'd live anywhere. I really would. Right. We're now to 61,000 residents. Oh my goodness me, we just had a growth spurt. Which means we're now... Oh, damn. So we are increasing the jobs. We've added an extra 200 jobs because of the upgrades. So we're now 1,200 away from closing that gap. Now, what could also aid me in creating more jobs is making sure that we have schools out policy on certain areas. That will also enable more workers. So we've got the schools out one on that one. And I'll do it on this one too. Now, I know it's counterintuitive because you need educated workers and whatnot, but it should hopefully change some of the statistics. So I'm watching that people employed right now, as they've now placed the schools out on that little area. It won't be many workers, but it should be a nice little handful to fill up the gaps, as we're now closing down to only having 1,000 jobs available. Because then I feel like we're going to be ready next episode to build that rival lumber company, which would satisfy the industrial demand and then aid more growth. But I need to make sure I've got jobs available first. How is the university these days? So we fall short on students, everything there to make it a prestigious university. We've got 1,440 students. That's crazy, the amount of students we've got coming through. That's actually really good. I'm impressed with that. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm actually quite impressed with how many students we've got. No train jams, I see. Looking good. So I think we can rest easy right now on a lot of the traffic and train jam issues. I think we can, which is good for me. Makes me sleep easy at night. So you have an event happening soon at the football stadium. So we should see an increase in traffic heading over there. Oh, look at that right now, boys. 800 to go. Yes. And the population is increasing quite a bit too. So that's good. All those upgrades taking place. Nice. So, with that said, we should be expanding a bit more, really, shouldn't we? We really should. There's a bit of a gap here to add in some residential that we are yet to utilize. I know there's a strip there, but I want to keep that free. Do I add something around the park areas? Nah, I feel like pushing it a bit too far. So where would the next residential area be? I know we have this little gap over here, which I think we should start utilizing as well. So, gotta make sure that we keep it away from some of the turning points and whatnot. But if that went straight, and if I chose there as the line, that went straight across there. It's just your standard grid, really, isn't it? Which is quite impressive. If I do a 10 by 10 on the bend, bring in that to there, this will bring up, but then we'll do a little bit of magic. And there we go. Is that a bit too much, living a bit too close to the football stadium? I like the idea of it, though. I do. I'm going to bring this down to here. These down to here. And then we'll create a 5 by 5 bend. Drop some cul-de-sacs on that, and we're going to fill this up then with residential. It'll all be low residential because I don't feel like skyscrapers will fit within this area. They don't really pass the vibe check. And small little cul-de-sacs. Of course, we've got to drop some cul-de-sacs in. Oh, damn, Seniac. What happened here? That went a bit funky, but I'm going to leave it like that. Cul-de-sacs for days, boys. Nice. Oh, also, this shouldn't be that type of road either. This should be side roads. I forgot. I have to Anarchy right now to do these little singular lanes. There we go. I'm just going to make all these roads there, these like kind of side road style. Because it is kind of like a small... Oh, we got power issues. Oh, we have power issues. What's happened that's dropped the power so mad? Is it you? No, you're still producing. Or have you just reached the threshold? Ah, it's been a while since we've done that. The updraft tower is probably the one to go with again. Where do I throw it in, though? Here? Does it look out of place there? It kind of does, but I'm going to throw it there for now anyway. I got 4 of those towers. That's crazy. Right, that should solve the power issues. Let me just get the water now all in. There we go. And then, look, I mean, we've got to throw in some commercial. Obviously, we have to. So let me just kind of squeeze in where I want the residential to be. So get all this in first. There we go, there we go. La-dee-da-dee-da. Right, there we go. And I'm going to run a strip of residential down to there. Right. And then we'll drop in first a little bit of commercial. I'll do freeze. I won't go too mad. Just here. There's a bit of commercial just over there. And I will do all this strip down here commercial too, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that little section. Just because I don't want to add too many jobs as we're trying to build up now. Nothing here will happen until the next day right now. I don't know if it's going to happen, boys. And... wait, is that traffic there? That is. Oh, they're all, again, they're all coming from the stadium. Now, do you think it's worth me building a... because they're trying to get to this roundabout to then... that's weird. A lot of it going out there to get out to here. Why wouldn't they use this connection? Which I find really weird that they don't want to do it. The connection's fine. But do I add in like a little connection to said highway? Like, let me just see where some of them are going. Now you're going over there, okay. Okay, so technically they're all trying to get over to there. Now, well, not all of them, but, you know... would it be easier for me to try and filter them onto this and they can go around there and then straight down and then over, rather than having to go through all of this area? Wouldn't that be the better system? I think so. So I kind of... I want to add... I think it might be better to do it here, to kind of do a little turning point. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. So let me try something. Now, the issue's already happened, so I can't really do much about this now. Well, if I did that, and then did this, and then what's the distance between? 5. Would this, does this seem like it would work? Right, so before I make it better and improve it, I gotta make sure it didn't do too much. Because let's say we had a big bulk of people over here, they can just drive down to here, turn around, and then they can hit the highway straight, or they can go left or right to wherever they want to go to, thus cutting out all this bits and bobs that they have to do here. I feel like this would work, but this is the wrong type of bend anyway. So let me do it backwards. So I'm going to do a 4 by 4. 4 by 4. See, that's a little bit of a better bend, isn't it, into there. I'm going to quickly elevate the road to here and also then flip it round, of course. Select all these little points right now to then hopefully slope it, which it never does what I want it to do. I feel like they've changed this sloping system, haven't they? I know it makes. I know what it's meant to do. Point A to point B doesn't exactly do what I want it to do, but I want it to kind of align correctly. So it makes everything from point A to point B level. But see what I mean? It doesn't... it's just all over the place. I still can't get to grips with it. So if I bring this up... I'm going to create a little bit more of a funky connection here. But it should work. It should work none the least. See what happens. Oh, a few people are already using it. Nice. Well, we'll see how it goes, because it gets a little bit OTT, then I have to kind of change it or whatnot. But yeah, it's literally to kind of filter out the traffic from this area and off it goes. And that's pretty much its main purpose. Now, I know that issue's already kind of passed, so I ain't going to see it happen right now. But it's there for future reference. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So we've now got 63,000 people living here. We've actually gained an extra 2,000 since the last time I checked. And would you look at that? We're now less than 100 people employed away from jobs, where unemployment will then start to rise, which is exactly what I want, because it means your boy can build that rival lumber company. Next episode. Is power gone again? No, come on. Something's giving... Oh, wait. No, this doesn't have water. That's why. Sediac. You damn fool. Which those issues should now disappear. Yeah. They're gone. They're gone. Right. So... I think we should try and we should add in a turning finger here, shouldn't we? Really. Let me pause, because this is kind of messed up a little bit, isn't it? So if I do a symmetrical road here to there, and then do it going back as well, so we have those turning circles for that area. I've actually just got rid of some of the path too. So it allows us to have a different lane for them to turn into. And do you think I should extend it just so it doesn't look as weird? Alright, to there. To there. Yeah, just so it doesn't look as weird. So then you have that dedicated turning lane. And then the people who want to go straight on can still go straight on. Now, what I should do as well is make these guys here give way. Like that. That's exactly what I should be doing. I just want to make sure that these guys who go straight over don't stop fully, which they don't. That's perfect, right? Oh, that's freaking perfect. Oh, I'm so happy with that. I really am. And if I feel like the backlog of vehicles trying to turn left here gets a bit longer, we'll extend the symmetrical road a bit more. And then we shouldn't really have any issues. Oh, I'm so happy with that. I really want to see it under pressure once, like we have events over here again. Which would be on the next day. If we're lucky. It'll probably be a baseball one next. But it then kind of leads me to thinking, we kind of need more stuff like that, don't we? Because like, if you want to get to this area, it's either here you drive to, or here to get into this area, or there. There's not really many road connections, are there? We need to kind of create a few more of those to enable people to get in and out a bit easier. Now, these guys have no power. Now, we'll just quickly, loosely get them connected. So they can be fully functional. There we go. I was hoping it kind of started building from this side where the power is actually connected. But hey-ho, not going to complain. And on this day, we have a baseball park event going down too. Okay, that's cool. That's cool right now. So we get a lot of vehicles using this and going through here because obviously it's an easy access point to the highway system. Now, if I created something similar over here, but I don't think I want to. Would it be better to have a proper road connection? I know we've got one there. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm still not 100% sure just yet. But you can see a lot of them are kind of coming down to go round to kind of skedaddle in. We need some layoff roads. I'll plan it. I mean, I could create a big junction here. That's probably my best bet, isn't it? Creating a junction here because it also serves for these guys as well, taking less pressure off like the big junctions around. Yeah, that might be a better idea. We'll think of something. But anyway, unemployment. Where are we at? So we're almost officially having every job filled, which is amazing. Freaking amazing. Which goes to show, boys, we are ready. We are ready to build that additional... Oh, we've got police issues over here. Ready to build that additional... We have no policemen over here. I'm getting sidetracked again. The additional rival lumber company, which I'll be really excited about. We have no policing around this area, so I'm going to drop a small little station in just here. Small little fire one just there. No, that's a medical clinic, sorry. Fire station here. Boom. But you really have no water? Oh, wow, that's one's not even connected. Oh, wow. There we go. Does it have power? It has power. So just a little here, because obviously we can have a little community here. Might as well kind of utilize it. And then we can have the police cars go up to here. All good. All good. I think we're all good. That would have actually added in more jobs as well. There we go. So we're now 100 off. But it's slowly getting filled up, as you can now see. It is slowly increasing. Sweet, mate. Sweet. I think we're going to end it here then, guys. So I think next episode then, we're going to build the second lumber company in Woodville. The rival company to give Woodville Inc. that much needed boost in competition to make sure it thrives a little bit more. Where are we going to build it? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out in the next episode. Guys, hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.